In the vast expanse of the galaxy, rumors began to spread like wildfire. Alien captains from diverse species, each with their own proud traditions and advanced technologies, were increasingly choosing to dock their damaged ships at human repair bays instead of their own. This unexpected trend puzzled many. The human repair bays, scattered strategically across several star systems, had grown steadily in reputation over the last few decades. Initially designed to support Earth's growing interstellar fleet, these bays evolved into bustling centers where ships from all corners of the galaxy came for maintenance. But it was only recently that alien captains began to bypass their native facilities to seek out human engineers in the high council chambers of the Andari Collective. Political leaders debated the phenomenon. Ambassador Lyra voiced her concerns. During the assembly, why do we see so many of our captains returning from human bays with praise? Have the humans secretly developed technologies superior to ours? Or is this a matter of trust? Her counterpart from the Vraxan Federation, Warlord Kethra, scoffed. Trust. It is hard to imagine that after centuries of technological rivalry, alien captains would suddenly place their ships and lives in human hands. Yet reports continued to arrive. The ships repaired by humans returned to duty quicker and often, performed better than before. Word spread not only of technical expertise, but also of the care and attention lavished on each vessel. The human repair bays were becoming a beacon for crews weary of the cold, bureaucratic systems found elsewhere. On Nova Terra, the human capital world, Commander Alina Reyes stood overlooking the massive docking bay of the largest human repair hub in the sector. Ships of every shape and size filled the vast space-league alien cruisers, bulky freighters, and nimble scouts from distant stars. Each ship bore scars of recent skirmishes or long voyages, yet here they would be restored. Reyes was no stranger to the buzz. As commander of this facility, she had seen the steady increase in alien clients. It was a testament to the crew's skill and dedication, but also a challenge. Managing ships with unfamiliar designs and systems required adaptability and patience. A sleek Vraxan destroyer named Stormclaw had just docked, its captain requesting priority repair. The Vraxan were fierce warriors, their technology designed for battle above all else. The fact that Stormclaw's captain chose a human bay spoke volumes. Prepare the diagnostics teams, Reyes instructed her engineers. This will be a valuable test of our capabilities and our reputation. In the waiting room, alien crews exchanged wary glances. Many were unfamiliar with humans beyond hearsay stories of rugged determination, rapid innovation, and surprisingly empathetic leadership. The halls echoed with conversations in dozens of languages, punctuated by the hum of repair drones and the occasional burst of laughter. Among the visitors was Captain Errol of the Andari scout ship Silent Wind. She was skeptical, but curious. Do these humans inspire such loyalty? What makes their repair bays different? She wondered aloud. Her question lingered unanswered. But the answer would soon become clear. As the repair crews began their work, alien captains were invited to observe the process. Human engineers meticulously examined every inch of alien hulls and internal systems. They asked detailed questions, listened carefully to the concerns of each captain, and tailored solutions to specific needs rather than applying generic fixes. The atmosphere was unlike anything the alien crews had experienced. Instead of distant technicians who treated ships as mere machines, humans approached each vessel as a living extension of its crew's identity. This respect translated into care that went beyond mechanics and unspoken understanding of the bond between ship and captain. Word traveled fast. Captains who had once doubted began to change their minds. When Stormclaw returned to service faster than expected and with enhanced performance, other captains took notice. Still, skepticism remained in some quarters. Political leaders worried about the implications of growing human influence. Questions. about whether humanity's repair methods were truly advanced or simply better at public relations circulated behind closed doors. Yet the proof was undeniable. Alien captains were choosing humans not out of ignorance or desperation, but because something fundamental had shifted. The galaxy was witnessing a new standard. 1. Where technology and empathy intertwined, Commander Reyes understood the significance. This is more than repairs, she told her team. We're building bridges between worlds. And so, the mystery deepened. Why were alien captains choosing human repair bays over their own? The answer, it seemed, was about to unfold. Captain Earl of the Andari scout ship Silent Wind paced the observation deck of the human repair bay. The soft hum of machinery and the rhythmic clanking of tools formed an oddly comforting backdrop. It was her first time visiting a human facility, and despite her skepticism, she couldn't deny the efficiency she observed. Beside her, Lieutenant Mira, a human engineer, explained the diagnostic process. We start with a full system scan, but then we always take the time to ask the captain about any anomalies they've noticed. Ships, especially alien ones, have quirks no scanner can detect. Eero raised an eyebrow. You ask the captains. You mean you don't just rely on your instruments? Mira smiled. Sometimes, the crew's experience reveals more than technology ever could. Eero watched as technicians moved with quiet confidence. They worked in synchronized harmony, using tools that looked familiar, yet somehow more refined than what she had seen in her fleet's yards. Several engineers studied holographic schematics of Silent Wind's unique propulsion system, discussing possible enhancements. Word had spread quickly among the alien fleets. Visiting a human repair bay was no longer an act of desperation, it was becoming a deliberate choice. Across species, captains remarked on the human approach, detailed attention, open communication, and an almost personal dedication to each vessel's well-being. Captain Vorik, of the Vraxan destroyer Stormclaw, was more direct. Your repair methods are unorthodox, he admitted during a briefing with human engineers. In our culture, efficiency and speed trump everything. You take your time, Reyes, overseeing the operation, responded calmly. Speed without thoroughness often leads to repeated failures. Our crews emphasize quality so ships can serve longer and perform better. Vorik grunted but nodded. He had to admit, the Stormclaw had returned to battle faster and stronger than he expected. Perhaps your way has merit. Beyond the technical prowess, many captains noticed something unexpected: the humans' willingness to share knowledge. Unlike their own systems, where secrecy was often a matter of pride and security, humans openly exchanged ideas, fostering collaboration. Captain Earl found herself drawn into conversations with Lieutenant Chen, specialist in Xenotech interfaces. They discussed the challenges of adapting repairs to alien designs, and Earl began to appreciate the humans' humility and willingness to learn. It's not just about fixing ships, Chen said one evening. It's about understanding the lives behind them. This sentiment resonated across species. Alien crews found themselves welcomed into a culture of cooperation rather than competition. Yet, human repair bays were more than technical workshops. They were social hubs. Alien engineers and captains mingled with human counterparts, sharing stories of exploration, hardship, and survival. Over shared meals and quiet moments, old prejudices began to fade. Captain Vorik, once wary, was caught laughing at a tale told by a human technician about a shipboard malfunction caused by a misplaced coffee cup. The absurdity of the story bridged cultural divides as repairs progressed. Alien captains observed human rituals, simple yet profound acts of respect toward their ships and crews. Before launching, it was common for humans to hold a moment of silence or share words of encouragement. These gestures spoke volumes about the human connection to their vessels, transforming cold machines into extensions of identity and hope. Alien. Captains left the human bays with more than repaired ships. They carried stories of respect, empathy, and innovation. Back on their homeworlds, these stories sparked discussions and shifted perceptions. Still, questions remained. Why had humans developed this approach? Was it a product of Earth's history, its culture, or something else entirely? Commander Reyes reflected on these questions privately. She believed that humanity's resilience in adversity had taught them to value trust and cooperation, especially when facing the vast unknown. As the silent wind prepared to depart, Captain Errol approached. Reyes, your repair bays are unlike any I have known. You have earned my respect. Reyes smiled. We're just getting started. The galaxy was watching. And slowly but surely, alien captains were learning that when it came to repair, humans offered more than just technology. They offered a new way forward. Captain Errol sat quietly in the briefing room, her gaze fixed on the glowing schematic of her ship displayed before her. It was impressive how human engineers had dissected every system of Silent Wind, revealing inefficiencies she had never noticed. Yet, what fascinated her most was not the technology, it was the process behind the repair. Human engineer Lieutenant Mira explained, "We believe that every ship tells a story, and every crew has a unique bond with their vessel. That's why we don't just fix parts, we listen to the crew's experiences, their frustrations, even their hopes." Errol found herself intrigued. In Indari culture, ships were respected, but repairs were often a matter of cold calculation, repair, and return to service. The idea that emotional connection could influence mechanical performance was foreign, yet oddly compelling. Across the repair bay, Captain Vorik observed his Raxan destroyer Stormclaw being meticulously restored. The human engineers had taken extra care with the hull's structural integrity and even suggested modifications to improve long-term durability. When he questioned the time it took, Commander Reyes responded, "We don't rush repairs. A hurried fix often leads to failures in battle." Vorik grunted, still skeptical, but there was no denying the results. His ship was returning stronger than before. It wasn't just the tangible repairs that set human bays apart, it was the intangible elements: patience, attention, and respect. Humans treated every vessel as a living legacy, not merely a tool for war or exploration. This philosophy extended beyond mechanics. Alien crews reported feeling genuinely heard and valued. For many, this was a revelation. Lieutenant Chen, a human specialist in xenotechnology, shared her insight with Captain Errol during a quiet moment. "We've learned from centuries of conflict and cooperation that technology alone isn't enough. The crew's trust in their ship and in us makes all the difference." Errol nodded thoughtfully. "It's a form of empathy, applied to machines." "Yes," Chen agreed. "It's why alien captains choose human bays. They find not just repairs, but understanding." Alien engineers who worked alongside humans were also amazed. They noticed how humans welcomed feedback, quickly adapting to unfamiliar species' needs. Unlike their own facilities, where rigid protocols dominated, human bays thrived on flexibility and communication. Captain Vorik admitted to one of his officers, "The humans' way may be slower, but their ships last longer." There is wisdom in that. Meanwhile, rumors about human repair bays spread through alien networks. Stories described how human crews would conduct ceremonial blessings for ships, honoring their voyages and sacrifices. Some alien captains participated hesitantly, but found the rituals strangely comforting. Even hardened warriors admitted that these gestures helped forge a deeper bond with their vessels. For the first time, many began to see their ships not just as weapons, but as partners. Back on Nova Terra, Commander Reyes reviewed reports from various bays. The pattern was clear. Human repair facilities were becoming centers of cultural exchange as much as technical prowess. "The key to our success," she told her team, "is respect. For the ships, for the crews, and for the diversity that each species brings. That's what technology alone can't provide. But with growing admiration came new challenges. Some alien factions viewed the human approach as a threat to tradition and power. They warned their captains against relying too heavily on humans. Fearing loss of influence, still, the momentum was unstoppable. Alien captains chose human bays, not because they had no other options, but because they recognized value beyond raw technology value, in connection, care, and cooperation. As Captain Earl prepared to leave the human facility, she paused to reflect. "We have much to learn," she admitted. "Your people have redefined what it means to repair and restore." Commander Reyes smiled. "And we're eager to share what we've learned. The galaxy is big, and there's room for all of us to grow." The repair bays had become more than workshops. They were bridges between species, places where technology met humanity, and that was a powerful thing. The repair bay was alive with activity, but beneath the hum of machinery and chatter was a quieter, more profound transformation. Human and alien crews were beginning to bridge divides that had seemed insurmountable for centuries. Captain Earl lingered longer than she expected. Sitting in the bay's communal hall where humans and aliens gathered to share meals and stories. The atmosphere was warm and inviting, so unlike the formal, rigid spaces she was used to. Across the table, Lieutenant Mira animatedly recounted a story about a mechanical failure caused by a ratchet wrench left in the engine compartment. Her laugh was infectious, and soon others, including alien engineers, joined in with their own tales of unexpected setbacks and last-minute heroics. For Captain Vorik, this was a revelation. The Vroxine rarely engaged in casual conversation outside their war councils. But here, he found himself drawn into discussions about star systems, engineering innovations, and even philosophy. One evening, as the twin suns set beyond the docking bay's enormous viewport, Vorik found himself in a quiet corner with a human technician named Yolan. Yolan was repairing a data interface from Stormclaw's damaged command deck. "I never thought I'd enjoy this," Vorik admitted quietly. "The exchange of ideas, the camaraderie. Back home, such openness is rare." Yolan smiled without looking up from his tools. "We humans have a saying, every ship has a soul, and every soul deserves respect. It's not just about repairs, it's about trust. When you trust someone, you're willing to share your weaknesses and learn from them." Vorik considered this as Yolan expertly reconnected delicate circuits. Trust, that's something we Vrax and value, but seldom express. The two men found common ground in their shared dedication to their ships and crews. Vorik began to see the value in human empathy, not as a weakness, but as a strength. Elsewhere, Captain Earl engaged in conversations with other alien captains. They exchanged stories of battles lost and won, of long voyages through uncharted space, and of the sacrifices their crews had made. The human repair bays had become places where not only ships were mended, but where wounds of history and prejudice began to heal. The Andari diplomat, Ambassador Celis, visited the facility to observe firsthand. Watching humans and aliens break bread together, Celis noted in her journal, "Technology alone cannot unite us. It is the shared humanity, compassion, understanding, and respect that builds the bridges we need." The crew of the Silent Wind participated in one of the human repair bay's traditional ceremonies before launch. The ritual was simple, a moment of silence honoring lost comrades and a pledge to protect each other through the dangers ahead. Though initially hesitant, the alien captains soon found the ceremony meaningful. It reminded them that beyond politics and power struggles, they shared common hopes and fears. Back on the workshop floor, human engineers worked side by side with alien technicians. They learned from each other, combining their unique skills to solve problems faster and more efficiently. Lieutenant Chen marveled at the adaptability of alien technologies, while alien engineers admired the creativity and resilience of their human counterparts. This cultural exchange was strengthening alliances in ways no treaty could. However, not all were pleased. Some factions viewed the growing closeness between humans and aliens with suspicion. Propaganda campaigns warned of human influence as a threat to tradition and sovereignty. Commander Reyes was not blind to these tensions. We must continue to build trust, not just with technology, but with hearts and minds, she told her officers, despite the challenges. The human repair bays remained a symbol of hope, a place where differences were celebrated and cooperation flourished. As Captain Errol prepared to depart once more, she took one last look around the bustling bay. The warmth and camaraderie she witnessed would stay with her forever. This is more than repair, she thought. It is a beginning. And so, through shared meals, stories, and ceremonies, the human repair bays forged cultural bridges across the stars, uniting diverse species in the common pursuit of survival, understanding, and peace. The hum of activity in the human repair bay was steady, but beneath the surface, tensions simmered. The growing reputation of human repair facilities had stirred not only admiration, but also envy and suspicion. Captain Vorik stood near the command center of Stormclaw, observing the final diagnostic scans. His ship was performing flawlessly after the recent repairs, but a nagging unease troubled him. "Commander Reyes," he said quietly when she approached, "there are whispers in the Vraxin Council. Some believe your methods are a threat too. Our traditions, they speak of sabotage." Reyes frowned, aware that political intrigue often followed success. Sabotage? She asked. Yes. There was a recent incident on a neighboring system where a human repair bay was sabotaged. Critical. Systems were tampered with before repairs began. It was meant to discredit your facilities. Reyes' jaw tightened. "We've had no reports here, but we will investigate immediately. This kind of act endangers all crews, human and alien alike." The revelation cast a shadow over the otherwise hopeful atmosphere. Sabotage was a stark reminder that not everyone welcomed the growing human influence. That evening, a security alert sounded through the repair bay. Technicians and engineers paused, their faces tense. Reyes and her security chief, Lieutenant Marcus, moved swiftly to the source, in one of the bays. An alien freighter had arrived with signs of tampering in its navigation system. The sabotage was subtle, but dangerous had it gone unnoticed. The ship could have suffered a catastrophic failure on its next jump. Reyes called a meeting with alien captains and repair teams. "This sabotage threatens us all," she said firmly. "It is an attempt to fracture the trust we've built." Captain Irol nodded, her expression grim. "We must stand united. Such actions only weaken us in the face of galactic threats." Over. The next days, the investigation revealed a shadowy faction operating in the background, determined to undermine human-alien cooperation. Their motives were clear: to preserve old power structures and prevent new alliances that might challenge their dominance. Despite the threat, the human crews worked tirelessly. Their determination impressed alien captains who watched closely. The sabotage attempt became a catalyst for deeper trust, not division. Lieutenant Chen coordinated with alien engineers to improve security protocols. They designed new fail-safes and detection systems that blended human innovation with alien technology. During the repair process, Captain Vorik spoke candidly to Commander Reyes. "Your people do not give up easily. Even in the face of danger, you persist." Reyes smiled, the strain of recent events momentarily fading. "Resilience is part of who we are. When the stakes are high, giving up is not an option." News of the sabotage spread through Galactic. News networks and public opinion shifted. Many began to see human repair bays as symbols of hope and cooperation, standing firm against those who sought to divide. At the same time, political leaders on both sides increased diplomatic efforts to support these collaborations. Secret meetings were held to root out those responsible for the sabotage and to reinforce alliances. But the threat was not fully gone. Commander Reyes knew that vigilance was essential. The galaxy was changing, and old conflicts still simmered beneath the surface. In a rare moment of quiet, Reyes confided in Captain Errol. "This is more than just repairing ships. We're rebuilding trust between species, cultures, and histories." Errol nodded. "And trust is fragile. But if nurtured, it can transform the galaxy." As repairs continued, the human repair bays stood as fortresses of resilience. The crew's unwavering commitment and cooperation sent a clear message. Sabotage and fear could not break. The bonds forged in respect and understanding. The galaxy was learning that true strength lay not just in technology or firepower, but in unity. And in the heart of it all, the human repair bays remained a beacon lighting the way toward a future where cooperation could overcome conflict. The tension from the sabotage incident still lingered like a shadow over the human repair bay. But beneath it, a new development was quietly taking shape, one that would reshape alliances and challenge old assumptions. Captain Errol was reviewing system diagnostics on the Silent Wind when an urgent message arrived from an unknown source. The message was brief but clear, an offer of assistance, accompanied by data suggesting a hidden threat to the repair bays, a threat that extended far beyond political sabotage. The sender identified themselves as Captain Raoul of the Zelari, a secretive species known for their elusive nature and advanced stealth technology. The Zelari had long kept to themselves, and their appearance now caught many by surprise. Reyes convened a meeting with her senior officers and invited Captain Errol and other alien representatives to join. "We have received an offer of help from the Zelari," she began. "They claim to have intelligence about a network of saboteurs operating in the shadows." Captain Vorik frowned. "The Zelari rarely intervene." "Why now?" Reyes replied. "Because this threat endangers us all. And because the Zelari see value in what we've built here." The room buzzed with cautious optimism and skepticism. Trust was a fragile commodity, and the arrival of the Zelari offered both hope and uncertainty. Captain Rawl appeared via secure hologram. His presence was calm, his voice measured. "Our sensors detected anomalies around several repair facilities. We have been monitoring movements of a faction seeking to destabilize interspecies cooperation. We offer our resources and expertise to help uncover them." Reyes nodded. "Your assistance would be invaluable. Together, we can strengthen our defenses." Over the following weeks, human and alien crews worked closely with the Zelari. Their stealth drones and cyber expertise complemented the existing security measures, allowing for unprecedented surveillance and detection. Captain Errol found herself collaborating with Zelari technicians, learning their subtle methods of data analysis and encryption. The experience was challenging, but rewarding. "We're learning much from each other," Errol remarked during a briefing. "This cooperation is proving stronger than any one species alone." The Zelari revealed that the sabotage network had links to rogue factions intent on reigniting old conflicts and exploiting distrust. Their goal was clear: to fracture alliances and seize power amid chaos. With this knowledge, Commander Reyes and her team launched coordinated operations to expose and dismantle the network. The combined forces of human engineers, alien captains, and Zelari specialists began to uncover hidden bases and disrupt supply lines. Captain Vorik, once wary of outsiders, acknowledged the value of the alliance. "Strength in unity," he said simply. Amid the high-stakes operations, moments of camaraderie emerged. Late-night strategy sessions turned into discussions about culture, history, and shared aspirations. Walls of suspicion crumbled as mutual. Respect deepened. Reyes reflected privately. This is what it means to build a future. Not just to repair ships, but to repair relationships and forge bonds that transcend species. The success of the alliance became evident as sabotage attempts dwindled and security improved. Alien captains returned to their fleets with renewed confidence in human repair bays and their allies. News of the coalition spread through the galaxy, inspiring other factions to reconsider long-held prejudices. The human repair bays were no longer isolated outposts. They had become centers of interstellar cooperation and resilience. Yet, Reyes knew the path ahead remained uncertain. Old rivalries and fears would not vanish overnight, but with allies like the Zellar and the growing trust among species, humanity's repair bays stood as a symbol of hope. Captain Erel, preparing to depart on a diplomatic mission, paused too. "Thank Reyes, your people have shown us the power of empathy and unity. We carry that lesson forward." Reyes smiled. "Together we can face whatever comes next." As the sun rose over Nova Terra's horizon, the human repair bay buzzed with renewed energy for the challenges ahead, buoyed by unexpected allies and strengthened by the bonds of cooperation. The galaxy was changing, one repaired ship and one repaired trust at a time. The galaxy was watching closely as the alliance between human repair bays, alien captains, and the elusive Zellari began to take shape. What had started as a practical collaboration to fix ships had evolved into a complex web of trust, cooperation, and shared purpose. But trust, as Commander Reyes knew, was a fragile thing, especially among species with long histories of suspicion and conflict. News came swiftly of an attack on a remote human repair station in the Orcs sector. The damage was severe, the signs pointing to a coordinated strike by a coalition of rogue factions angered by the growing influence of human repair bays. Commander Reyes immediately dispatched teams to assist with emergency repairs and security. Reinforcement. Captain Erel and Captain Vorik volunteered their crews, bringing a show of solidarity that resonated across the sector. As the teams worked to rebuild the station, tensions flared. Alien crews voiced concerns about human involvement, questioning whether the humans truly understood the stakes beyond technology. During a heated council meeting, Captain Vorik spoke up. "This is more than repairs. 'Tis a test of our commitment to one another. If we fracture now, we lose everything." Captain Erel nodded. "We must show that our bonds are stronger than fear." Reyes addressed the council. "We face enemies who want to divide us. You must prove that cooperation is our greatest strength. To reinforce trust, Reyes proposed a joint operation, a convoy escort mission to deliver vital supplies to the damaged station. Staffed by mixed crews of humans, Andari, Vroxen, and Zellari, engineers and soldiers, the mission was fraught with risks. Rogue factions had laid traps along the supply routes, and old rivalries simmered beneath the surface of the joint crews. Lieutenant Chen worked tirelessly to ensure communication systems bridged cultural and linguistic gaps. Clear communication is key. She reminded the mixed teams during preparation. Trust is built when we understand each other. The convoy set off, tensions palpable, but resolve strong. As the ships moved through dangerous space, unexpected challenges tested their cooperation. A sudden ambush by stealth fighters forced the convoy into emergency maneuvers. The mixed crews coordinated their defenses, relying on one another's strengths. Captain Vorik, piloting his ship alongside the convoy, witnessed human engineers coordinating damage control with precision and calm. His respect deepened. During a critical moment, Lieutenant Mira called out a warning just in time to avoid a missile strike, saving several ships. "Your quick thinking saved us," Vorik acknowledged afterward. Mira shrugged. We're all in this together. The convoy successfully reached the repair station, delivering supplies and reinforcements. The joint crews had proven their ability to work as one, overcoming fear and mistrust. Back at the station, the council gathered to review the mission. Captain Erel remarked, "Today, we showed that unity is not just a dream. It is achievable." Commander Reyes smiled. "Trust is earned through action. We have taken a great step forward." However, the trials of trust were not over. Despite the success, whispers of dissent persisted within some factions. Old grievances and skepticism remained stubborn. Reyes convened a private meeting with alien captains. "We must continue to build bridges. Trust grows from many small victories, not just grand gestures." Captain Erol agreed. "We must listen as much as we lead." The human repair bays were no longer just technical centers. They were crucibles where alliances were forged, tested, and strengthened. As the sector began to stabilize, the crews prepared for the next phase, expanding cooperation to include more species and more regions. Reyes stood on the observation deck, watching the stars flicker beyond the bay's glass. She thought about how far they had come, how far they still had to go. "The galaxy is watching," she whispered, "and we must not fail." The trials of trust would continue, but so would the determination to build a future where cooperation outshined conflict. The rebuilt repair station in the Aurea sector buzzed with renewed energy. What had once been a target of sabotage and violence was now a beacon of resilience, cooperation, and hope. The alliance forged through shared hardship was stronger than ever, and its ripple effects were beginning to reshape the galaxy's future. Commander Reyes stood at the heart of the bustling repair bay, watching crews from countless species work. Side by side, humans and aliens moved seamlessly, blending their expertise and cultures in a harmonious dance of innovation and care. Captain Erol approached, her usual measured demeanor softened by a rare smile. "I never imagined we could come this far in so little time." Reyes nodded. "Neither did I, but adversity has a way of bringing out the best in us." Captain Vorik joined them, his voice steady and sincere. "The Vraxan Council has formally recognized the human repair bays as essential to our fleets. It is no longer just about technology. It is about unity." The news was met with quiet celebration. But all three understood it was just one milestone on a longer journey. A transmission arrived, bringing greetings from Ambassador Celis, who is now leading efforts to establish a galactic council dedicated to fostering interspecies cooperation. The repair bays had become a model for peaceful collaboration, a symbol of what was possible when respect and trust replaced suspicion and fear. Yet, as the galaxy shifted toward this hopeful future, Commander Reyes remained vigilant. The scars of old conflicts were not easily erased, and new challenges loomed on the horizon. She gathered her senior officers for a briefing. "Our success has drawn attention both welcome and unwelcome. We must stay prepared, continue building alliances, and never forget the lessons we've learned." Lieutenant Chen added, "Technology will keep evolving, but it's our humanity, the empathy and understanding we bring that will define us." Outside the bay, ships prepared to launch on missions of exploration, diplomacy, and defense. Each vessel carried not just crew and cargo, but the collective hopes of many worlds. As Reyes watched the starships depart, she felt a deep sense of pride. The human repair bays had done more than mend ships. They had helped heal wounds between species and chart a new course for the galaxy. Captain Erol's voice broke the silence. "What began as a simple repair has become a movement, a new dawn." Brick nodded, one forged through trust, courage, and cooperation. Reyes turned toward the viewport where the stars stretched endlessly. "The future is vast, uncertain, and full of promise. Together, we will face it. The galaxy was changing. Old fears were giving way to new alliances. And at the heart of it all, human repair bays stood as a testament to the power of unity, reminding all who traveled the stars that even the smallest acts of care and respect could reshape destinies. The dawn had come, and with it, hope.